just cut off. Anybody else have a hard time? It's why we recording these things.
I completely forgot, man.
No, it's okay. I'm not mad about it. I get it.
I'm just gonna hurl racial slurs at the camera just so it gets age restricted.
I already age restricted it, I think. Wait, did I? No, but I did say it's not for kids.
I'm gonna show my butt.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So, does anybody have a healthy remembrance of what happened a couple weeks ago, or do you guys want me to go through it?
We're traveling to Caldor with the people from
Because we're sovereign citizens. We're not driving,
place
we're
that we
traveling.
just rescued. The people of
Gotcha.
Yeah. Mostly uneventful on the road. Did hear something in the sky. No, that was the other session.
Okay.
We made it to just about Caldor and found it surrounded
It's almost
under
siege,
siege.
so I needed to carry me through.
And we were devising a plan to make it less siegey.
Yeah.
Less sieges.
You gotta cripple the siege, and then someone.
We're gonna siege the
Siege.
siege.
Yep, less CG, more live action.
Yes.
We'll get Steven Seagal.
Better
to
animation.
Go under siege.
Steven
And karate
Seagal.
chops.
Okay. I like that, Steven Seagal.
Respectable.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta fuck these guys
Well,
up like we're
you met the
deputized
dwarves,
sheriffs.
like
Oh,
the
yep. I'm
cavalry
sorry.
group of dwarves
That's right.
that
We did
were
run.
coming back.
We did run into the patrol that was on the way back to the city.
Yep.
Patrol.
Some of them riding hogs, some on horses.
Some of them riding hogs, some of them haven't seen their wives in weeks.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, you guys had to figure out exactly how you were going to break the siege.
Go under it.
Under siege, fair enough. In the submarine. Who's in the cake is the
With
question.
those
the
yellow
dwarf-
shooting sunglasses all the time for some reason.
Yeah, we were going to go under the siege with a dwarf called Seagal, right?
Yes.
Is there here?
No, I think the gist of our plan was to take out the siege weapons and go after the captain's tent that we saw. While we're doing that, to create a distraction, we're going to send the other people to an alternate entrance, Sally door type of situation.
Yeah. So I think the one that we settled on was we're going to have them hold the position for the time being. We're gonna go after one of the far siege weapons. And then when everybody's attention turns, we want them to go for the main entrance where they're gonna be most visible.
Not the main entrance, but there's other entrances away from. So, like, if this is Caldor, right?
Well, those were the ones we were gonna work towards to get in, because he said it's gonna be hard to get a lot of people through those doors.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And
Well,
without somebody in there,
like,
they're
without
not gonna
being
know.
If I send them round, like, far away from the people to an alternate entrance, will they be able to get through?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take a minute or two, yeah.
Yeah,
Because, like, the
they're-
Sally gates are just, like, they're just
Because,
tunnels
like-
within walls, so yeah.
So, like, this is Caldor, right? Main gate's down here, and all of the forces are kind of horseshoed around that. Like, it's not like the whole city is surrounded.
Yeah.
So we can send them a ways around.
Yeah,
while
but
we're
the Sally
creating
gates,
distraction.
didn't you say like somebody would have to like know that they're in there to get them through?
Yeah, to, like, open it, yeah.
Yeah.
This guy.
No, somebody inside has to know that they're there to let them in through the Sally gates.
They can't.
Would you open up a Sally gate under siege? Just from a knock?
Well, I mean, if we give them the word to.
Yeah, but how do you get the good word?
They have
So,
that.
how
Throw
far-
something over the
how
wall?
far-
You can cast fly and just set them
One
over
of
the wall.
Calvar's drinking buddies was one of the captains of the guard. So if we send them to one of the Sally gates, I can give them the name and a couple
could
of
just
bits of
toss it
information so
forward.
they know it's legit. And
These
hopefully
walls
they can
are
get
walled
into
up.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
we could split them and we could have like a couple of the a couple of the dwarf guards make a break for the main gate, move quickly, get to the main gate, get in, tell them what's going on, while we have somebody leading the rest of them to the sally gates
Okay.
outside.
I also wanted to have the people get in touch with Herndig and the city defense and shit. See if we can give them the position and see if they have any, like what does Caldor know about the defenses of Caldor?
Oh, there's like bastions up on the wall. There's catapults that have like a good range, but
So if we give them a good locale of where to target that shit.
So
I feel like we're in danger
the
too.
defenses of Caldor have a decent range. They're like dwarven things, but you would know like where this like the trebuchets themselves are beyond the range of the defenses. Like that's
Okay.
exactly what trebuchets are built for, to be just beyond the range of like defenses to get to them. Because they're not like the small trebuchets. They're not like 10, 15 feet tall. They're like around 30 feet tall, like massive counterweights and shit.
So if we start off to one side, get the main group ready to
Can we
move
get the map of Caldor?
to the further side,
Please.
and then once we start shit over here, we can have a couple of the quick dwarves go up,
It's curly. I'm sorry.
and then they
It's old.
So this is the main gate right here.
Good.
So horses are spread around this way. There is a sally gate here, but that's probably too close to the forces. And where were the other ones I was?
There's one like not on the map, but there's
I know there's one like to the royal palaces and stuff, but like that's not.
which
That's
would be
not for
way
us.
over here. There's another one. This is the main gate.
Isn't it?
There's another one like over here. So like around the ways in here.
So if we engage over here, we can send them that way.
if we engage all the way down there, though, we can make space
Yeah,
for a couple.
The
of people to get
trebuchets
to the
are
main
like.
gate.
Let's just say the trebuchets are like over here. This is that like not that far, so that'd be like super far. This is not to scale, forgive me. So let's just say that like that little commander's tent is over here, and then that's where like the big trebuchets are. All the other like things that Zaka had seen are like the smaller things, like bastilas, like anti-personnel type things, you know, just to add to the shit show of things.
So this is, the trebuchet is the biggest threat to like the walls and shit. Like
Yeah, to the city, yeah, like
Okay.
it wouldn't take
So
them
these
down
would be great.
immediately, but
This is
given
what
time-
our concern wants to be.
yeah, so given time, the trebuchets will take down a wall, or at least do enough damage where like the gate might be broken. Like it's not going to be an instant thing.
So if we have like our group, and I don't necessarily know that we need any of the dwarves to be with us. They could stick with.
Yeah, they should stay with the people, make sure they get safely where they gotta go.
So we go.
And it also wouldn't hurt for them to be at the Sally gates to
Yeah,
talk to the guys.
So we
too,
go out that way, right? We go around that way. We send them the long way out here.
Yep.
Once we engage over here, we have the quickest couple break to the main gate because that's the easiest way to be seen.
Probably have you fire, like launch a fire arrow up in the air for a signal.
And so when they go to the
Or why
main
not
gate,
use the trebuchet itself to fire the signal?
so because
We're
We gotta break
smash it.
we can't use it
We can't use it. That's it.
Just point it at the city.
because we don't have enough people to use a trebuchet.
You guys just
so-
fire around.
Okay, so they go around
Takes
this
a lot
way.
of people to use a trebuchet.
We have a couple.
The bigger ones,
We have a couple of them break to the main gate so that they can be seen.
like
they
the
can
dwarves.
Get in.
Okay, going through the main, like to get to the main gate, they would have to go through this one.
So we want to
Try to get as much attention as you can
so
to
we
the.
get the
Okay,
attention over here, and while they're over here, a couple of them try to break, hug the wall to the main gate to be seen. Obviously, understanding that
so as that, like as the circle group, and then you want a couple of them to break off like separate from them to get to the main gate and try
so
that.
that they could get the message in, go to the
That's like a
Sally gates,
secondary
let them in.
Okay. Okay.
And then if they may not have a wonderful time after that.
Yeah, well, that would probably be acknowledged. Yeah.
After they do that, they could break back over to us.
Okay.
Or if they can get in, they can get in. Either way. And then these guys go into the Sally gates. People are safe.
Okay.
So
Okay. So, Enos, I forgot to write down that dude's name. What is it? Pretty sure it's Enos. It is. It's Enos. So Enos is listening to your plan. He's nodding enthusiastically. Like it makes a lot of sense. He states that having a lot of the writers, because there's only about 20 of them left. Having a lot of the writers go with the group of people will help if most of the people either ride like double to a horse or a hog, and then they pull the wagons fast enough and they delay. If you guys can come up with some sort of a signal to like let the people going around know that it's good for them to try. Like you're just whatever distraction you guys try to come up with.
How close are we from the gate, or from the actual town itself?
From the
We're
city.
We're like back here, like in the woods or some shit.
Yeah. You guys haven't left the woods yet to be in the open fields before Caldor.
yeah, we were something like a quarter mile away from the siege weapons, like looking at what's going on.
Well, it's actually like Zaka scouted ahead. We're not even like there.
Yeah.
So Ina says that the riders going with the main group can fly like the banners, which would be spotted, because that was a good idea to try to let them know that they're not like enemies coming around the long way to try to get to the gate. So if they fly the banners that they have on them, once they get close enough, that should allow them to get into, at least start to have access to the Sally gate. And if the distraction goes well enough, hopefully, they won't be spotted. But shit can happen. So as far as the two to three you're talking about going up towards the main gate, Eunice agrees that that's a good idea, but it'll mostly be because if they're noticed, and then if they have somebody meet them at the Sally gate, they can give the same message. So what they'll do is that they'll wait until most of the people are inside the Sally gate. And if it looks like the distraction's working well enough, they'll try to time it by them coming up from like behind towards the main gate and maybe meet with like a harassing force to come out to try to clear a path, maybe something like that. Or if things are going bad and the distraction isn't working as well as it should, they can at least come up the side and buy more time for those people to come in.
And
So that part of the
we can,
plan's pretty solid. That's a good
we
plan.
can sandwich them in a little bit if they come out through the main
They
gate.
could try.
Split them and cut them off.
Yeah, there's a lot. Zaka, you would know the numbers. You were probably looking at like just sheer numbers, probably 15 to 1 at best. There's a lot. There is a
15 to
lot.
1 counting the dwarves and everything.
Yes, there's a lot. This is a siege. It's not like a couple of hundred people. This is Zaka saw several of the lizard.
An invading force, not a fight.
This is like I am here, and eventually, like I will get what I want type of thing. It's like a massive force of like 3,000 people sitting outside of the city. That's either just kind of like, you're gonna starve or die. This is it. This is like a hammer to break the wall. Yeah.
I got the signal. I'm flashbang arrow.
Well, I mean, the signal.
Oh,
could
the
also
explosive arrows.
No, it's actually a flashbang arrow.
Well, the signal could just be,
I could, like,
one
oh,
of the siege weapons.
You have so many toys. I can't
It's gonna
remember.
make a really
There's too
bright
many
light.
things. Okay, a flashbang arrow. That's not a bad idea.
I'm thinking it can signal when they should move and also draw attention towards us.
And also blind anybody near it.
Well, that's
So
what
we could like
shoot
no. I'm saying you could hit like as we're
I
approaching
guess,
the siege
yeah.
weapon, you can hit it so that we can get in. We can
guess
do
I
what we have to do right away and at least start off by cutting.
sure
The
they're gonna see it
flashbang
now.
arrow where they're gonna wait is not. It's not gonna be a big enough thing. Like shooting something up into the air is a good idea. Like some sort of signal flare or some shit like that is a good
Yeah,
idea
that's what I
because
said.
that could be visible. But like in like the throng of things, like if you guys are here, let's say like at the edge of this notebook, and you guys come charging into here, they're gonna be waiting probably like far away. So like a flashbang. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on when you guys want to do this too. That's one of Enos's main questions: is when do you want to do this? Do you want to do it?
5 minutes ago.
Well, yeah. Do you want to do it soon? Do you want to do it at like dawn? Do you want to do it during the day? Do you want to see what they are going to do in the morning, perhaps, and then kind of do it as like a while you're busy doing this, we're going to show up and start fucking things up, so you really start paying attention to us. But that complicates the main gate theory if
So-
they're actively trying to swarm the wall.
Yeah, so my thoughts are these things, we basically got our backs to what we have to consider as just a hive of everything that wants to kill us. So I wouldn't be comfortable waiting to start it because we don't know what's going to be coming from. So the safest bet is just to get it going now before there's a chance for more shit to show up. Because there will never be less shit for us to fight.
So I can suggest a suicide mission. That might possibly be a suicide mission. I can make 2 people fly, and maybe one of them has manners. They can try to make it to the city.
They go to the walls.
You could, because technically you have a 10-minute sun fly, right?
Yeah.
So I guess you could fly 60 feet, I think. So that means 600 feet in a minute. In 10 minutes, that's 6,000 feet. So that's you
Almost
could fly
2
up high.
miles.
Yeah.
So they can go up really high and then go towards them.
I mean, they could have said if one person comes with us into position along that sidewall, they could essentially fly to the top of the wall and then
Then they
well,
go
they
to
could-
open up the gates for the
be
people.
like tap tap
Could
tap.
they do it from here? How far are we from them? From the
you're roughly like a quarter, like where you guys reconvene in the woods, you're roughly a quarter mile away. And then at the edge of the
We can
woods, it's
literally-
another.
It would be better not to send them flying over.
Probably
all
another
the-
quarter mile between the woods and the fortress because that's cleared on purpose, so that way they can see things coming in.
Because we have the lizard guys aren't dumb shits that can only like swipe and bite. So I wouldn't want to send them flying over just in case one person happens to spot them and start taking pot shots. But if they come with us and they're close,
There goes my
Then they
duck
just-
practice with the trebuchets.
Be like duck hunters.
What are you thinking? I saw that. You just got excited. It's funny when you get excited. What's
Do
up?
we have anything explosive we can drop?
Oh, you want them to do like an air raid?
The fucking the trebuchet on our way in.
Right?
Prospect Fire Department shows up for some reason.
Do we have anything there?
that's what I
Right?
Like explosive arrows, maybe?
I have one. I have a fire arrow, so.
Will explosive arrow work if we dropped it?
it's a good
I
question.
mean,
If they light it.
they have bows. They could just shoot it.
You shoot
Fuck,
it,
we
shoot it.
keep him?
Yeah. So I think a couple of weeks ago, I said last week, they were also, I think Enos was discussing with you guys, them riding, like a small group of them riding with you guys to get to it quick, causing the distraction. And then I think it was kind of left up into the air exactly who was going to do what. Like if they were gonna like focus on the catapult and making the distractions while you guys moved on to other things or vice versa. Well, like maybe let's say 5 of them win. Because there's 5 of you, 4 of you. 5 of you, Lady Adelaide is 5.
And we double stack on the
She have gear.
She took she has half plate on, took you guys gave her like a longsword and a shield. Like basic gear.
Okay.
I tried to give her a bow.
Yeah, she's not good with bows. she politely turned it down.
She wasn't right about it. Hurt my feelings.
I forgot, Zaka's a sensitive boy.
So that's, I mean, that also works. And then
Well,
if we
yeah,
have-
that's just an option for you guys to
Yeah.
consider.
And if we have them with us, then we could just tap. Malik taps one of them on the shoulder, and all of a sudden he just starts flying away. So they get us in. One of them flies over, tells them, "Hey, look over there, put them in."
Okay.
And then
Yeah, I think that'd be the best plan.
the ones that
That's
flanked
right
over there, totally up to them. If they just want to start fucking shit up from the other side instead of going into the city, but if they want to go into the city and try to arrange somebody to come out,
So
they're the military experts.
the thing we need to do
Dwarves,
is
Letty, they live to fuck shit up.
the real thing we need to do is if you want to grab everybody's attention where that dude can just fly over and shit, you do need to destroy that third ship. It has to be good, glorious.
3 trebuchets.
Yeah, so we're not gonna.
Or one of the trebuchets.
Well, yeah, pick one, and I'm sure starting to fuck one of those up is definitely going to draw attention. Yeah.
Unless, so we should do we do the middle one.
Well, no, that's why we're starting over on that side, so that destroying that draws
Yeah.
the army's attention all the way to the furthest side away from where they're trying to get in. So we get as many eyes as we can away and cover them. But if somebody comes with us, one of the guys that's with us over there, once we get near it, you can hit him with the fly, and then he starts to shoot over. Because once he starts to fly over, we could just immediately start fucking shit up over here, and then they're not as likely to pay attention there. And like the trebuchets and stuff, they're not going to hit him. Because I mean, I would love to meet the man who can aim a trebuchet that well.
Like that. Yeah.
But
A little too fast.
They have that man.
They have that.
They have
I'm
it.
writing
They
it
have
down
that.
curiously.
his name is the Tarasbuchet.
Yeah.
His name's
You do know from sheer experience that there are spellcasters amongst these armies. You spotted a couple.
That's true. Just means
So they
More cool
would
shit to pick up off the
technically
box.
be a threat to people going up to fly. Just because, just like you guys, between the two of you, somebody starts flying,
What's-
you're like, I'm gonna blast you.
What's in the trebuchet? It's just a rock.
You didn't get close enough to look, I think.
If it's a rock, if it's a
So-
rock, I
How
can get them
about-
to fly. They can go on the rock. We can launch the trebuchet, and then they can just hop off because that can work.
How about, since we're attacking over here, we take the 2 people we're flying in, we start out over here, far away from the troops and stuff where they can see, just fly them in over the wall, so they can just go get the sally gates ready to be opened up, and then we start our attack.
what's
They
our
start
distance scale too? Like from the furthest siege weapon to the tent, say.
Oh, okay. So the closest siege weapon to the tent is probably within 40 yards.
So it's,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's like I said, like at best you are outnumbered 15 to 1. That's not including the people in the pens that you saw.
Alvar likes those nuts.
So, okay, all right. So scale. Let's see. So, quarter mile between tree line and the actual first wall of Caldor.
You want to do it this way? Where are we exactly? Like,
Where are
this
you
is-
guys exactly?
Well, we're like up in the woods.
You guys are up. Oh no!
Yeah, we destroyed it. We got it. We won.
Somehow it ended up in almost the same spot.
Victory!
Let's just say you guys are probably within I'm gonna say within a couple of 100 yards within the tree line, so that way, like any fires you have aren't spotted, anything like that. So that's not terribly far. That's only a few hundred feet. It's a quarter mile between the tree line and the open plains to the wall. How's this? Okay, so it's probably roughly in a straight line, probably 1,000 feet before you get to the back edge of the siege.
Okay.
And then the siege is within, like, spread out in the horseshoe shape within a couple of 100 feet, and then it's only another couple of 100 feet to the wall or gate, let's say, of Caldor.
Okay.
So the tent, that other D20 is the tent, the D4 way the fuck out of there. We'll just say that's the line of the trebuchets. They're within a couple of 100 feet of that main tent.
Okay.
So like not, easy walking distance. It's not going to take you long to walk a couple of 100 feet. Especially if you guys go riding in, that's not going to be much time, like distance to cover. I mean, so the trebuchets are spaced roughly, probably 20 to 30 feet apart. They're roughly 30 feet tall, like 15 feet wide. These are big, big trebuchets to deal with, like the dwarven fucking thing. When you get close enough, you'll be able to see like what they're laden with and all that type of thing. But from Zaka from Ryuso, they have like the massive counterweights to throw far because they have to cover at least 600 feet. So even like small trebuchets can go roughly like 150 yards. So these ones probably can easily cover like 800 to 1,000 feet.
Okay.
That's why they're in like the back edge, which you guys roughly know about siege engines. Like they adjust to where they have to be, but you guys don't exactly know how long they've been there. So they could be in the range, they could not be. And then the trebuchets are probably, I'm going to say, there are small little, you would have seen small little groups of like the people that were in pens, or just like the animated undead horde, like working these things. There are small groups of them around there, and then it's probably not that much difference between the trebuchets, the other smaller versions of the siege equipment that's meant for the units that come out, the infantry and stuff like that, and then maybe another, let's just say 100 feet roughly, for this swarm of things that are just being directed by all the little minions that you've seen and you guys have come across previously.
So we split. If we take we take 5 of the riders with us so that we can move quicker. They move this way, we go that way. We stack up on the far end there, make our way up to the first siege weapon. If these are within that 30 to 40 feet of each other, you can save the flashbang. I could just cast daylight on one of the siege weapons, because then it's a reasonable distraction in the middle of the night. All of a sudden it's day, and anybody up on the wall that has a weapon with any kind of distance has a much better shot to try to take off anything that's swarmed around there. Right before we do that, though, we send the guy up onto the wall, have him fly up before we start anything, just to keep him safe. He gets up there, fills everybody in on what's going on while they're going towards the sally gates, and then we just fuck everything up in a straight line.
You just don't want me to be Hawkeye.
No, I want you to use those actually. When we approach each of them, I want to open with those, because that's going to give us a nice clean opening round. So as many of those as you have, we should start with those. Because daylight is useless for any kind of utility except this right now.
It doesn't hurt.
Only there's, not to break a wall, but there's only very specific entities that are bothered by sunlight. In like the books and stuff like that, sunlight bothers all the types of undead, but in like 5th edition specifically, like a zombie, it could be out in the middle of the daytime, doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
Things like ghosts, shadows, things like that. If it doesn't say specifically, like you guys would generally know because you fought these things during the day before.
Like specters and shit.
So
Yeah.
so your arrows
Anything that's like
do have utility in the fight, but the daylight is just a really, really, really good way to signal and distract. So once the daylight goes up, they can make their break for the Sally Gates, and then we make sure that I'll cast it once we see.
So what's
The
our
first guy
strategy
cleared.
for breaking these things? We don't usually have to fight objects.
Get the guy that can smash stuff, smash it.
And anti-warhammer, bro.
So
Those
you got
things
the
are
war.
fucking
Don't
going
you
down.
want him smashing dudes?
No.
So-
Or did it?
Smash at the end.
So
No, you want him
both-
smashing dudes.
I'm gonna smash the undead on the way there.
both of us have shatter, which is very harmful to inorganic material.
Oh yeah, that's your domain spell.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
fuck me.
so we can use
Okay,
that
cool.
to weaken down the siege weapons, and then the warhammer is a backup. And my utility in this is I'm going to be turning
So-
anything that swarms us anyways.
The only issue is, you might want to give one of those arrows to the guys that are gonna fly over, because I might have to lose concentration. Theoretically speaking, if something bad happens.
On fly.
Well, we're going to have him over the wall before we start anything.
Well, just to make sure they're over the wall, they need to make some type
Yeah.
of signal.
Okay.
That'd be the only.
Well,
other
we don't want him to signal with that, because then that's going to alert everything before we're ready. So ideally, we want to just make sure that we don't do anything until he gets over, and we can start way the fuck up there, get him over, and then start to make a break for it. Because he can, once he's over the wall, it doesn't matter what the hell he does. He can tell everybody everything.
Get like color spray. And you paint them all black.
Blackface?
Yeah.
You suggesting
What?
blackface?
Yeah, I'm suggesting the dwarf do blackface.
You just
We're gonna edit that-
just
we're gonna
changed
edit that out.
Netflix
We're gonna edit
special.
that out.
Yeah, I
This
know, right?
episode's gone.
We were so good until now.
Guys, we've been canceled.
Nope.
We're done.
Done.
That sucks.
Yeah, so
Still gotta look
My
at this.
internet dreams.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's worth watching.
I can still show my
I started
butt.
going back and rewatching.
That might bring the
episodes.
viewers
Paintball.
back. Okay.
I love the paintball
Okay.
games.
So good.
Okay, so that still raises the question of when.
Yes.
ASAP.
Yes.
ASAP.
Is it like dusk right now?
When you went to go scout, it was getting dark. Now it's dark. You guys have been discussing what to do back and forth for like maybe a couple of hours. So within a few hours, it'll be
Dark.
well, it's dark now.
Dark goose.
Yeah. And then it could be within a few hours. I could say it will be that pre-dawn lightish or dawn.
So
Super
we
dawn.
want to hit before the light starts to come.
Correct. So like nowish.
Yes.
By the
We don't
time
know-
By the time we get there, get in position and stuff, yeah.
We don't know if they're sleeping or anything. Like the people that were gonna.
They're undead and lizards.
Not gonna be for long.
Lizards need to sleep.
Not gonna be for long.
Not gonna,
So they could
not
be.
gonna be for very long.
It's been a couple hours now. It would take to get like the civilian people ready because there's like about 40 to 50 or 60 of them.
And they need some stale bread before they go.
Of course they do, obviously. Body of all them.
Really pushing that stale bread.
That's bread.
Yeah, the shitty water. Here's your tap water,
It's somehow
sir.
stale and soggy.
Yeah. And that would take them at least a few hours to get organized, ready, and in position too. So they will try to be as quiet as you possibly can in that type of situation. Are you guys going to be quiet until you launch the dude? Because, like, for the Caldor thing, the cliffside towards like the water, it's not terribly far away. It's like within like 400 feet, let's say. and let's just say those things are like the cliff edge. It gets like a little tight towards one of the walls here, but that's kind of like done on purpose, and then it comes out wide a little bit as it goes around, and then goes off in that direction. And then where you guys want these guys to come around the long way, they're almost going to be like hugging the little coastal cliff edge.
So realistically, no matter what, even if we move like carefully, we're still moving faster than them, right?
Yeah, because you only have the 5 of you.
So we could move like quietly, carefully, and still get into position before they get there. Because we want to.
Yeah,
be,
you could take the long way around, essentially. It would be, depending on how close you want to get to like this. It's like I said, you can go 600 feet in a minute. So, I mean, technically, depending on how close you want to get, like, let's say you tried to get over here, it would be a bit of a crapshoot if nothing would notice you, you know? Just because it would be difficult, you know, because it's a siege. They're not blindly just focusing on this, you know.
Yeah, there's lots.
But if you guys wanted,
eyes.
exactly, if you guys wanted to be like over there, and then have the dudes do like a long circuit or something like that, that could be possible. So that way they're not, you know, they're not noticed. You know, they don't have to do any Top Gun shit.
Yeah.
But if you want to get them over there and then charging, and like, is there a delay that you guys are waiting for? Is it all based off of your little sunbeam? I know
As long as they're in position, that we'll know that they'll be in position by the time we're ready to go.
Okay, how are you going to coordinate that? That's
waiting.
going to be a little difficult. Just
Uh,
waiting on a time?
Yup, just like establishing how long we're expecting it to take them, and then once we get started.
Let's do this the easy way. Let's just send those dudes over. We go attack. Once we start getting stuff focused more on us and going towards us, then they can make the break for it.
Right, yeah, so that's what.
But through the main gate, there's no reason to go all the way around.
No, because we figured out the main gate. They're gonna have to go through everything to get to the main gate.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the stuff's probably going to move towards us no matter what.
Not all this stuff though.
Yeah, not everything.
Not everything.
There's
Yeah.
a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah, so and
We're sending them to
They-
the Sally Gate over here,
they get
away from.
in the general area, and then once we get started and
Yeah.
stuff starts to pay attention that way, it makes
Yeah.
it a little simpler.
If you guys were like a massive force from like coming from like their flank, then yeah, like destroying the trebuchets, like those 3 dice right there next to the D20, you will garner 98% of the attention from those things more than likely, and then maybe 50% to more from the other 2 D20s that are more near the map.
And then what we can do, we get relatively close along the cliff edge as quietly as we can, and then you and whichever one we're sending over can move on foot
We can send.
to
We
get
can send.
closer.
You can send 2 of them over from where we're at right now.
So you could hit the spell when you get a little bit closer, moving quietly on foot, get them over, and then once they're clear, we get going.
Okay. That can be done.
Yeah.
You can give them like 2 minutes to like do like a roundabout flyby to get over the gates and stuff like the walls to then start letting people know. Okay. And then you guys want to take I'm just trying to figure it out for everybody.
Yeah. Then we're basically going to go like in there,
Yeah.
and then the other people can just go once we're in.
Yeah. I mean,
Once
if
they
you-
see the beam, then they can move.
Yeah, the guys that you want coming around this way, right? As soon as they see the
People
daylight.
going for the Sally Gate are going to make for that when they see the daylight.
Yeah.
The daylight thing, yeah, that's when they're going to begin their thing, because that'll give more than enough time for you guys to really make or break an effort for a distraction. Okay, and then
Break.
okay,
It's gotta be break.
and then you guys want the 2 dwarves going over the wall to kind of just reiterate this plan.
Let them know Sally Gate.
Yeah, Sally. There are people coming towards the Sally Gate, and if they can wait for the sunbeam, and let's just say theoretically like a count of 10 Mississippi or some shit. It'll be more than that, but wait for the distraction to happen with the sunbeam, and maybe 1 to 2 of the trebuchets to be on fire or destroyed, something like that. before they send out their own harassing force, maybe to
Well,
try to
once-
break the siege or
Once the
something.
second trebuchet is destroyed, they should start just wailing on them from behind the wall if they can. Because they have to have their own defensive suits.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's a hell of a homecoming for Halvar.
Dwarves are
And Halvar's gonna go to the two guys that were sending over. Like when you get there, ask for Herdale.
Thursday.
Ooh.
Okay.
You tell him Halvar's gonna
Not
make
your
a nice
dad?
distraction outside the gates for you.
Not your dad.
No.
Your dad's like, fuck yours.
Herndig is Halvar's drinking buddy. That is one of the captains of the guard, the city guard. So
Yeah, but what's your dad? He's just
he's a blacksmith,
Okay.
and he's not like he's kind of very like low tier in terms of class. Like Halvar's claim is not very reputable, partly because fucking the old guard took him in. Which, like,
and they're all
people
racist.
like.
So are you sure?
Are you
sure you want to say this?
Like,
People?
it's not like something that
This guy's willing to do blackface. So
it's not so much that he's
Not
not so much that he took Halvar in. It's that he was sharing shit with Halvar, like dwarven shit that like should not be passed down to something that's not a dwarf. The forging and the fighting and shit.
So they're racist.
They're just very proud people, Bruno. They're proud people.
Protectors of their culture.
Yes. I
Halvar's
mean, there's
also
other
got-
races fighting alongside them. So
Halvar's also got kind of a bone with it.
like very supremacist of themselves.
kind of. Well, you know, dwarves have always been like a dwarf to dwarf thing. Like they don't question it. They could be from other sides of the planet, and then they're just like, oh no, we're cool.
Yeah.
But then, like when it's not other people, they're like, well, you have to prove that you're not a fuck up first. Essentially, and even when you do prove you're a fuck up, sometimes they still look at you weird. Okay, so well, it's not here, but okay, so you guys want to go quietly around, send dudes around the fly, say the plan, and then tell them about the Sallygate people. The Sallygate people are waiting until they see the daylight spell happen
To move.
to start moving,
Yeah.
and then you guys are going to buy the time.
Creating the distraction.
Creating the
attacking
distraction.
forces and The trebuchets.
Trying to do as much chaotic shit as you can to create distractions, and then hopefully be able to have either like aid from Caldor or find somebody to break this. Maybe the cavalry dudes, the patrol dudes come up to try to help, stuff like that, and then okay.
Let's do this shit.
Sounds like a plan.
It's like an hour and a half.
Let's fuck.
But you know, it's you can't. If you just ran into the horde, I'm like, okay, guys, this is gonna be tough because you just ran into a horde.
100 guys with swords.
Almost. I would really not know that, but yeah, that's a lot.
Like that one time we made Lewis fight himself.
What?
Remember that? When we tricked the fake vampires into fighting the real vampires, and you had to attack yourself.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How do we do this? How do we do this?
Vinny was really mad for you for that.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You got mad.
Yeah.
That was a clusterfuck.
It was.
He got mad on Lewis. Yeah.
And then I was just squishing dudes with a great axe.
Yeah.
I was hiding behind something.
Squish.
I was literally
finger blasting.
rolling against myself.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I
like
myself.
the next time, if that happens again, which I will try not to let that happen. That was too much. The next time, just have them just smash into each other, and nothing really changes except for maybe a dude or two falls off dead because you know stuff happens until like whatever the players are doing decides like what's happening.
Yeah.
Because if like we had just cut tail and run or some shit, then you know like the sides something happens or whatever. Just let them smash against each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the popular kids after prom, just smashing into each other.
Pretty much. Drunken messes. You guys have plans.
Big plans was in plans.
Plans within plans within plans.
Now we zoom in.
Can I have my dice? All them dice. There's a blue one way underneath. Oh, thank you, buddy.
There's
Way
one
underneath.
right there too.
Oh yeah, green. A good boy.
Can't tell if this is good or not.
Does it taste like space?
Oh, that's a space one. So it's cotton candy.
Is it?
It's cotton candy.
I was trying to figure out. It just says space.
This is for your
Why didn't you tell
hour
me
of
that
planning.
before I left the store?
Oh, that's not a bad roll.
I just can't tell if it's good or not.
I didn't get below a 10. That's not bad.
Now I taste it. I know that you told me that. I was
Cosmic
like,
candy.
struggling to figure it out.
But it's like
No, I'm gonna buy my own.
Selfish.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
weird
Oh, yeah.
though because it's like
Cotton candy is like my
it's like
favorite
a
flavor.
mint too, like because it hits you weird.
Yeah, because of the carbonation.
Yeah.
Like you don't get the flavor until the back end.
All right, boys. So you start to set your plan in motion. You guys start your plan, set it into motion. I'm gonna say that for the most part, you guys start early, while everybody else that's gonna take the long way around is starting to get set up and everything's going. You guys start early to essentially go a roundabout way on like the Hagen horse until you get to the clearing, and then you go across the road to like the cliff edge and you get off of everything, and then you walk like the 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes it's gonna take. And you cast fly and send the 2 dudes off. Okay.
Do they have to think happy thoughts?
Remember, you're gonna be having concentration.
Yeah.
Just remember that.
That's why I said like they need to somehow signal to us that they're over there. Because I don't want to break concentration. They're still jerking off in the air.
I'm gonna say that you can do the math thing with all the numbers are floating around in your head. If you give them, let's say, 4 minutes. No, not even, because it's 600 feet in a minute. So like 2 to 3 minutes, and then you just go. You should be able to let go of concentration like within 3 to 4 minutes.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, and I literally tell them like, no dilly dallying. Just go as fast as you can.
Okay.
If you guys are still in the air, you're fucked. So might want to write
Just
a note.
drop it.
Yeah. I
Into
sneeze.
the airplane.
I sneeze and break concentration.
And then in the background you just hear,
Right. Just a big splash.
That's a signal.
Everybody go. Okay. All right. So they nod, their beards waggling as they just keep nodding. You tap them on the shoulders, and they awkwardly get off to a start, and then they kind of figure it out and they go. You're waiting
out
into
for
the
trees.
count, like what, 2-minute count, and then you guys want to start.
We can do 3 and then go.
Okay. You guys are waiting the 3 minutes. With the scent in the air, the mounts are a little bit restless. The people that are riding you guys, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be doubled up. Okay, so which 2 of you are going to be steering your own mounts?
I just run.
I was gonna
I
say
mean, you
that.
could, yeah, you could keep up with them on your own if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so you could run.
You could do your Mario thing. Your boots. Get your movement.
Good.
That wouldn't be very quiet though.
No, what it's like the barbarian in Diablo. He's like, ha!
This part we don't really have to be that quiet.
You don't have to. I was about to ask that. Do you guys want to start quietly or try to go quietly or just straight in charge?
Straight in charge.
Okay, so that leaves 1 person. That'd be 1, 2, 3, Lady Adelaide. So that leaves 1 person still having to ride their own.
Well, if this is charging in the battle, Halvar will be on a horse.
It's gonna take. What's your normal speed? 40 feet. The horses, the boars are gonna outpace you. He can do 65 feet. So that's them at dashing, and that's just him running. So you dashing 80 feet is you will be able to outpace them, but you're probably gonna be tired.
Do you have animal handling?
Alright, so I do actually.
Yeah. So whoever has the best animal handling is the one that, like, do you have it?
Alright, so yeah, I'll ride it.
I've dropped a horse in the lava.
Yeah, you handled the shit.
Yeah, you could obviously. Okay, so all right, so it starts off at a slow trot. They get everybody forward. Lady Adelaide says, at least for the initial part, try to stay roughly grouped within like 10 feet of each other. Like her and the person that she's riding with, they're going to stay in the center, so form like a 10-foot like little circle, like a bit of a wedge.
Flying bee.
And that'll help. Well, that's going to help because she's a paladin. So remember, anybody that rolls initiative within 10 feet of her gets to add the proficiency bonus to the initiative.
Can I ride on her shoulders?
Yes. That's going to be super awkward. You're going to have to do dexterity
She can ride
checks.
on my shoulders.
She could. And then anybody within 10 feet of her that has to make a saving throw gets to add +4 to it. That's her charisma bonus. Any saving
She's
throw.
pretty.
She's pretty.
That's in how far over? 10 feet?
Within 10 feet of her. That might not always be an option depending on what you guys are about to charge into, but yeah, she just reminds you that. She like shouts it to you guys as you guys start to charge in. So you guys start to close the distance rapidly within like 10, within like 100 yards, and then it's 50 yards, and then by the time you guys get to 30 yards, even though the breeze isn't like in your direction, you can still smell like the horde that is coming up on you, and it's getting a little difficult to keep the horses from like going towards them. They want to veer off this way, but they're starting to go like that. Just for the purposes of like what's about to happen, like action wise, I just want you guys to roll a quick initiative, so that way I can count. Okay, that's not bad.
And we have
Your proficiency bonus.
At proficiency?
Add your proficiency bonus to your
9.
Total.
yeah, Balvin.
9.
A 4.
Okay, so for those of you that are riding with somebody, it will be your action and initiative, and then they will go right after you, but they're going to dash or dodge.
Or
Dodge, duck, dip, dodge, dodge.
Yeah, they can take the dodge action, or they can dash. And then, if they have to, they're going to protect like their horses. But that's like, I'll worry about that. But you guys can decide like what direction you want to head towards. And then, like I said, on their turn right after yours, they can dodge or they can take the dash action. With the exception of Zaka, I'm going to say like whoever's highest in the initiative order. That's how when you guys get closer and you make that wedge, that's who's going to kind of be in the lead. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. So as this is happening, you guys get within, like I said, the first 30 yards, and the hoofbeats of everything is starting to charge in. The guys you're riding with are starting to scream like battle cries, stuff like that. Zaka's just jogging, like a light jog, beside everybody. There's not, as you're approaching, like the parts, like the trailing edges of the, like the horde of undead, you can see that some of them, either by scent or by sound, are starting to pick up like your attention, and they're slowly starting to move towards you. And then as you guys are closing the distance, you guys were heading straight towards the trebuchets, because the direction you guys were coming from was like the tent would be probably, if you went more off to your right, the tent would be the first thing. So you'd have to like skirt between the tent, the horde to get to the trebuchets. So you're going for the trebuchets first, right? Okay. So
Anybody have a Molotov?
What?
Like a Molotov?
his arrows.
I got arrows.
want to light the tent on fire and fucking keep going as we walk by it.
Could do that.
Go for it.
Well,
Well, we're gonna split
you're going to
attention.
decide that. So who got above 20 in initiative?
I got a dirty 20. You said they had proficiency?
Yeah, I got a 21.
Just
Okay.
proficiency or the
Proficiency
You can-
and initiative.
You add your initiative, but you also get to add your proficiency bonus to it.
Oh,
So
so
if you
that's
have-
22 then. I rolled a 15.
So Halvar, your horse takes the lead. Malik and his man is right behind you. Do you want to be on the right or left? Left is towards the horde, right is open space.
Do open space.
Okay, so you're on the right side. You're the lead. Adelaide's in the center. I got a 19 on her with your proficiency bonus.
9.
12.
And you want to be on the side of the horde or in the open space?
Bevan's in the back.
All right, so it's Adelaide.
Yeah, I'm in the flying V formation. I'm the back side of the diamond.
So you want to be behind like Adelaide.
You somehow have a donkey.
I'd like to be in the flying V just to feel like I belong, but I feel like with that
So with the
initiative,
5 of you, you can make like a diamond, or you can make like the point, edge, the center, and then Zaka's off doing his own thing in between, or you can have somebody in the back, or off to one side or the
I
other.
want to be like towards the horde.
So you want to be on the horde side.
Yeah,
Okay.
but my horse has like cerebral palsy or something.
Yeah, no, you have a donkey. You're not on a horse. You pick
Okay.
the one horse that's not a horse.
What you're saying is I get the most ass.
Pretty much.
Mm.
You're fat ass doing it.
Mm.
All right, Halvar.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh,
Oh, music first. Music change.
Music change, buddies. It's time to get serious. Okay, so as you're approaching, you guys put probably like 20 yards between you and the horde, and then it's another like 20 to 30 yards to skip towards the tent, you know. But the trebuchets are probably within 1 to 2 rounds of you guys getting to them. So as you skirt the edge of this thing, you guys kind of veer to the right a little bit to get the kind of shoot the gap in the middle. At first, like the trailing edge doesn't pay much attention to you, and then all of a sudden you hear like these weird velociraptor calls from like Jurassic Park. Think of that. I can't make those noises. It's almost impossible. Yeah, like cawing, but it's like a weird cawing of a bird, but not a bird. And then you start to see a more of a dynamic shift, whereas like the things in front of you are starting to try to come up in front of you. Now there's about six or seven of like these witherlings that are going to be in your path. So what do you want to do?
Fuck over.
Run them the fuck over? Okay. Just to let you guys know, your horses have an AC of, I'm going to say 13. They have 40 HP. Remember that. Because if your horses go down, you're stuck. Saying remember that, so you write it down. Okay, 40 HP, AC 13. You want to run them the fuck over?
yeah.
Okay. Make me an animal handling check. Oh no!
That's rough.
That's a 9. Okay, so against what you're trying to get it to do, it starts to veer off to the right. Now everybody starts to follow you because you're in the lead. So that's going to provoke 2 attacks of opportunity against your horse as it pulls away. These are just the witherlings, so they can't really hit hard. That's a 17, so that's a hit. That's another 17, 2 13, so that's 2 hits for 8 damage in total. It's not enough to like veer you off your horse or anything like that. But that also puts you within range now of, you could probably make a couple melee attacks against these things if you want to, or do you want to keep pressing forward?
No, keep pressing. I mean, if I'm like stopped already, I might as well make a couple attacks while
You're not stopping would be bad.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm imagining you guys are pressing forward to get to the trebuchets, and then you're going to stop.
Yeah.
While like these guys,
So you
well,
wanna
you guys,
swing on
they're
them
going
while
to.
you're
You're going to do your
Okay.
thing. Yeah.
So 2 attacks?
Yeah, you have 2 attacks, right? You can, as you're flying by, you can make a couple attacks against creatures.
Yikes. One's a natural 1, one's a 19 base.
Okay, so the 19 will hit.
I'm just swinging one hand because I'm holding the horse for the other.
Yeah, you would have to. Yeah.
So that's a D8 for the warhammer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. Are you raging?
I would have raged on our way in. Yeah.
Okay.
You got mad at the horse.
War boner.
Yeah, you're not doing what I say. Malik, you're on deck, so think about what you would like to do.
Oh yeah, that's a 10. So that's 17 slash bludgeon and 11 radiant.
Okay. So you go flying by, you smash into one of your creatures, and the radiant energy just explodes it, and it doesn't even get an opportunity to shin kick, and it just falls to the ground. You guys see a massive flash off to your group's left. So like Zaka, you see it happening because you're not immediately behind him, but Malik, you see it because you're right next to him. And then you just see the flash as Halvar just like leads the salvo. First hit. Is that in your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to do with your horse?
If I have a bonus action and I killed something, I can make another attack, right?
Yes, you can.
So 14 base.
Okay, yeah, no, it does.
26. That's 18 usual.
Oh no shin kickings for that one. You guys see Halvar just keeps swinging, just keeps rotating his hammer, just gets another thing. Like you skirt by a few things, so you just take your time and line it up, and then just smash the next time. There you go. Roll it twice, keep the highest one. Okay. What are you doing with your horse?
Just pressing towards the fucking.
Dash or dodge?
Uh,
Dodge means I attack it with disadvantage. Dash means you put space for the moment between yourself and the pack as you press forward towards the thing.
Let's dodge.
Dodge? Okay. All right.
was
Now
thinking
you're
it's
up
so
now.
hard.
So you just watched Halvar lead the way. He tried to press through like the few things that were starting to like catch up to you in the horde, but his horse started to veer to the right, and you guys were naturally veering to the right. And you're on the right side anyway. What would you like to do?
There's nothing in front of me to be more to my left, right?
Yeah, from where you are, everything would be in the left. Let's do this. Let's just say Lady Iilleic here is the green D20. Right? So Halvar's here. Malik, you're the blue one. Balthan, you want to be like around here?
On the horde side, yeah.
So like back edge. Okay then. Zaka, do I have a different color? You're going to be a different color thing because I already have that. So you're the orange thing. I imagine you guys want to be like this, right? With like Balthan right here, a little bit of a wedge, but with like Iilleic right here.
Looks good to me.
I can't make that a wedge any better than that, I guess. So something
Yeah,
like
because
that,
you
right?
killed him.
He died. No, you guys don't know he's dead, okay? You just went in the time machine without him.
And he was getting eaten when we went in.
Could have been.
They looked hungry.
They were. There was a lot of them. And if you think back, there's one of those fucking reptiloid things there too. Okay, so yes, Malik, you are here, and this is like, you can see ahead that, and like this is probably not the best color to see, but this is like the horde. Like you were following the horde line like this, and you can see it slowly starting to do this.
And Halvar squished one.
Yeah.
Two.
I'm going to say that if everything goes well, probably within 3 little rounds of this, like you guys can make it to the trebuchet. Things start to go bad, it might take a while.
Yeah, well, I'll just shoot Eldritch Blast like further.
I'll try to like take pop shots ahead, try to make a better path.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
on horse, so I want to.
You want a finger blast? Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, because you're not controlling your horse, so you can.
What in tarnation?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make
Takes
your.
off his helmet, puts on a cowboy hat.
Yes. All right, make your attack rolls, buddy. I'm gonna say for the most part, what you guys see right now are just like a swing of the witherlings.
So 14, 12, and 29.
Yes.
Do you want me to do damage too?
Yeah.
3.
No, you're going against 3 separate things.
Yeah, 3 separate things. I got a 2, a 7, and a 10.
A 2, a 7, and a 10. Okay. I'm just gonna make 1. With your highest one was a 10. Okay, so you just blast one after the other. Wow, roll on those. Low on those. Last week I was rolling high.
Wait, so that touched your dice.
Yeah. Okay, buddy. I'm gonna sneak attack Alvar now. Watch out.
I rubbed all the dice, all of them.
Okay, so you just blast 3 of them out of the way. Halvar, you see Malek just blasting his little Eldritch rays. Kind of like I said, there's a bit of a curve forming to try and cut you guys off, and he blasts away like a few of the leading edge ones, which does like they trip over themselves. It does create a little bit of a clusterfuck at the edge there.
And then I'm gonna dodge, or not dodge, dash forward.
You want to dash forward? Okay. I'm gonna say this is gonna put you 1-2 paces like that. So yeah, I'm just anytime somebody wants to dash, I'm just moving up 2 like that. Okay. And you want to dash with your horse. Okay, so that's by the time we get in the next one, you're gonna be much closer to the horde than everybody else. That's fine though. You know what you're doing. You're a big boy. I lost my pad that has the thing. Okay, so Adelaide's turn. Tablet is where her stuff is. Sorry, I'm a little unprepared. I don't really know if I would have anything. A spell that's that good for this.
She doesn't have a flying steed.
No, Adelaide's not that high of a level. You guys are strong. You guys are some of the strongest people in the world right now. Okay, so Zaka, you're the one who's just running, right? Just running. Okay. I'll use a bonus action to cast Shield of Faith on you, which just adds 2 to your AC.
That's a nice surprise. Yeah, you see that.
Jesus Christ, okay, maybe I don't do that.
1 million AC.
Right. My AC is 36. Okay, and then I'm just gonna throw a javelin at something. That'll hit. Javelin 6. That's not a lot of damage. That's 6. Okay, that's 6. That's not bad.
Cool jacket, man.
Thank you.
Oh, that's only 3. Okay, so that's 4. And then
I'm gonna throw you a good dick in for some pizza.
okay, so as she goes flying by, she throws javelin into one of the people that Halvar ended up going to get. She tries to get it out of the way of the horse. It ends up shin kicking the horse, missing.
Nice.
Oh no, wait, shin kicks are automatic, but it's okay. It's only 1 damage against the horse, and then she's gonna have her horse just take the dodge action. And Malik, you're a little too far ahead because these things are making a shitload of noise now. But you sort of almost hear Adelaide shout something about staying close, because something about like an aurora not really reaching.
David
something.
Borealis?
Yeah, exactly. David Borealis.
I just yell back, I don't care about your clothes.
Is it just
Okay.
me, or is the margarita like a little overcooked?
That's why I literally just don't like I said jizz, because it's like dark and then just one giant white patch. It's like they cooked
Adelaide's
the
turn.
pizza and they forgot
Zaka?
about
I think
cheese.
Well, I think they put both of them in at the same time.
Yeah, probably.
This one isn't supposed to go as long as that.
All right, Zaka, you're up. Balthan, you're on deck.
I'm up.
You're up, buddy.
Alright, what can I really do from here? Like, are there any within my range?
As you're plowing through, there's a few that Alvar tried to go through that pulled them off to the right, getting kicks. Adelaide hit one with a javelin, and then it shin kicked the horse on its way by. And then you see her pull forward with them. She's taking the dodge action on that. And as you're moving, these things are moving to intercept you. So I'm just playing it off as like there's some things right now that are coming in. So you can just take pop shots to like help clear the way.
Yeah.
You can do like crazy monk shit and dash like 900 feet. You can get to probably the things before everybody else.
Yeah.
Or you can just like
Get into the main gate from here.
right.
I can just run up the wall. I don't need to go through the gate. But
Yeah.
I kind of want to keep the horses clear. I feel like that's our vulnerability right now.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's a very real possibility.
to
Yeah.
the extent that I can.
Yep. So you move like 65 feet, right?
Yeah.
That's them when they're dashing. So you could catch up to Malik in this turn and leave these guys behind, or you could stick with them and just make your pop shots.
Yeah, I think Malik did that for a reason. I
Probably.
don't know that he needs to be protected.
He's a space cowboy. I don't know.
That's just my thought.
Just living my best life.
Yeah.
Just taking
Malik
pop
does
shots.
what Malik does, you know?
On
Yeah.
a scale of 1 to 10, how much snake is there in your boot?
Yeah, because I think I saw his horse and Adelaide's horse both get attacked already, so I'm gonna try and clear out the riffraff for them.
Yeah. Well, in Havar's defense, you did watch him try to steer his horse straight into the fucking things. And then he couldn't quite control it properly, and it just got a little too close. Instead of going through it, it went off to the side, which allowed it to go hit.
You know.
But okay, yeah, go ahead and make your pop shots, buddy.
16 base.
Yeah. So far everything's all witherlings, so they're not incredibly hard to hit.
Nice. 11, 16.
No shin kick for you.
I can't do Yoda noises with pizza in my mouth.
It's hard. Don't do it. It'll be sloppy. I didn't Scotch guard this.
20 something.
But I'm eating pizza. I'm not drinking.
Yeah, but that's true. That's fair.
No. It was a Scotch joke, Dick. Don't let me get away with that being a practical thing for me to have said.
I rolled a 2, so no more shit kicks.
And then 24.
Yeah. Damage?
No.
Oh. Okay. I was going to say, holy shit, what did you do?
8.
Oh, that was a 7 when you fucked it up.
Okay, you do get shin kicked by this guy
Fair enough.
as you're running by. But you do take out 2 of them. I'm going to say that, who's the one left? Balthan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to say that there's maybe one that might, because obviously, like I said, you can tell them how to steer, you can make them dodge. You don't have a horse, so you don't get to choose.
Quick recount. We gave Zaka some coconuts so he can.
Oh, do the thing? Okay. Yeah, I like that. I
Oh
love
my god,
Monty
they're just
Python
boxing
says
their ears with the coconut.
Going right on by. Okay. Yep. I'll allow that. Okay, so Balthan, there's only like maybe 1 or 2 that might get in the way, but between him and Zaka, he's already cleared like a pretty decent path. So
Okay, so as I pass by any that are near enough, I'm just going to use Word of Radiance.
okay,
So
so what do I do?
Con saves.
That's when they get within 5 feet. Okay, so I'm gonna say you get it close enough to 1. Let's just say it's the one that ends up shin kicking him, because that would be the close enough one. And it's a con save.
18.
10.
That is going to be 14 radiant damage.
Okay, yeah, it's just gone. So there's a little. What is your word of radiance?
Oh god.
Yeah,
I
I don't think I've ever used it enough to come up with a word.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
had
it is.
one
It's
at
oh
one
god.
time.
There you go.
Oh God, okay, fair enough. Oh God works. It's just like oh geez, it's the first thing that came out of your mouth.
Yarn.
Okay.
Because then Oketra's like, wait, what? And then when she looks,
And she's like, oh, yes, blast these guys. Got you. Okay, yarn. All right, so you guys hear Balthan shout yarn, and then there's a little flash of light as the one that Shin kicked you is just obliterated.
and then Halvar goes, wow, human is a beautiful language.
Okay. What do you want to do with your horse?
Dodge.
Dodge? Okay.
Dodge.
Okay, Halvar, back up to you, man. Head of the V. Oh,
gonna
actually,
talk
at
to
the
the
top of the
vagina?
round, I want everybody to roll me a d6, please.
Are you the clique commander? The head of the beat?
56.
Yes.
I'm the clip command.
That's cocked as fuck. Go ahead.
Whatever you say.
That's what I'm saying,
you
like,
say, fucking
That was
face.
weird.
Yeah.
One.
Okay. One.
6.
And you got a 2?
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. So your order of radiance is I want chicken. I want whatever. Mix, please deliver.
Just a chant. That's just how you cast it. Okay. I like that. Fair enough. Get you out of the way. Just so you guys know what's going on, Malik, since you're the furthest one out, you are the first one to spot this. At the edge of the horde that's coming out and like in front of you, you see one of those glowing, floating skulls. That just the one that's moving with the witherlings. You don't see any commanders or anything with it, but you do see one of those.
Flying.
The flying skulls, yes. Yep. How about? You're gonna keep going?
Anything around the dock?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that like as you guys are pushing forward, they're slowly making their way. Lewis, I don't know if you heard me, but Malik's the one that's furthest in the front. So as this trailing edge is coming this way, he noticed one of the little floating skulls.
Lowest was a 15 base.
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
So first hit. That's gonna be 6 radiant.
Okay. Obliterates it.
12. Yeah, 12. Yeah. That's gonna be 11.
11 bludgeon?
I can't re-roll ones until, right?
Not unless you're double swinging.
Oh, right. Yep, thank you. Shin kick?
No, no shin kicks.
Okay. Oh, and I got a kill, so I'll do one more.
Jesus.
What?
Everything's
what a
going
shit
wrong.
show.
That makes it a 25.
Yeah.
Hey, that's 17 usual.
Okay, so you dodged, right? With your horse? Okay, so I'm just gonna see.
When you chew, it sounds like a dryer.
That's a 9. So you, the creature's still alive. Yeah, 13 AC. I only got a 9. So it doesn't hit. It tries to swipe by at you, and it just misses completely.
I'm sorry.
I
like to chew in 4 times.
What would you like to do with your
digestion.
horse?
What's up?
What would you like to do with your horse?
I'll dodge again.
Dodge again? Okay. I'm gonna say that like after you do a couple swings and kill. Yeah. So just roll and keep whichever one. You have 9 right now, I think, right? So keep whichever one if it gets higher than a 9. So at the
Big money.
as you as you get within like half the distance to Malik, you also start to see the tail flicker of like the floaty green flame skull type thing.
Flaming head fucker!
The Pale Rider.
Alright. Okay. So you guys hear Halvar Sharp Pale.
Sharp.
Sharp.
His horse.
How did you guys know?
You can sharp words?
Yeah.
You
Okay.
absolute maverick.
Only if I have enough beer on me.
Which means always.
Pretty much. Okay, so you guys all hear Halvar shout out that there's one of the floating skull fuckers. Malik, that puts you up in front.
I'm gonna take my top shots at that.
At that?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're getting closer to it, you can see that the skull, it's nighttime, so it's visible because it's glowing now that it's like risen out of like the thrall. But there's something odd about it. It's almost like the flames itself make the skull a little blurry. Like it's here, but then it goes down to here, and then it's like I've got you know how like the road can shimmer on you? It does like that effect, so it's at disadvantage.
So
So these things I don't think their AC is terribly high anyway. I should double check that.
lowest is a 12. I got 12, 14, 18.
The lowest is a 12?
Yeah.
What's the next lowest?
12, 14, and then 18.
Okay, the 14 just hits. The 12 misses, everything else hits too.
11 damage.
11?
Yep.
Okay, so you blast into it, and then you see as it kind of just like does a little survey, it kind of narrows in on just the source of damage that did to it. All right, does that end your turn?
Yeah, I'll tell the dude to get ready to dodge.
Dodge, got you. All right, Adelaide's turn. Concentrating on shield of faith for Zaka. We're gonna move on to Halvar.
That's what your name would be.
She's gonna take.
That's not
Clearly.
good. She was the decline.
That's what your
Oh,
name would be. If
Thank
were
you,
a monk.
that's Zaka. Oh yeah, Zaka, where did you go, buddy? Did you catch up with Malik, or did you
Where
just
did it
stick
come
with these guys?
No, I cleared the horses, remember?
Yes, yes. Okay, so they just in the natural speed of things, they're just pulling ahead in this round. That's all. Not that far. Malik's the furthest one ahead. They're dodging. Okay, Adelaide's just gonna draw her longsword and get ready. Because javelins don't do shit apparently. Zaka, you're up, and then Balthan, you're on deck.
Woo! I thought I was on a horse.
You are on a horse. I'm sorry, you're on a
The
horse.
horse's name is Deck. He said it 3 times. How rude.
Here.
To forget.
I have no notes.
Just because that was way too quick. That was funny. And you totally biffed him.
How far away am I from the exploding head?
Malik would be 60 feet ahead of you, and then the floating thing is maybe 15 feet away, 15 to 20 feet away from him at the trailing edge of the horde. To go punch the skull means you're running into the horde. Like that edge that's coming this way, you're going into it. Because it's risen up and out and floating towards the edge.
I don't know if I want to do that.
You did get shin kicked. Well, no, your turn started, so your cloak's back up.
I mean, it's like 80 feet away, too.
So?
Have you not been with him this entire time?
right.
You've only been
Bonus
playing
action.
together for like
Right.
3 years.
Right.
4 years, whatever.
Right.
You can literally run up to me and then run back to you guys.
Right. I forgot about the bonus action thing.
Yeah.
And then you can step in the wind so you can just jump up high, right?
Yeah.
So flying sidekicking.
I think I'll just keep normal progression.
Or sighting.
Color change. Okay.
I'll just stay by it.
Want to stay by? Okay, I'm gonna say like with what Halvar and you were doing in the previous round, there's not that many that are coming close enough to you unless you purposefully move over to them and then come back. But there's none that have gotten really in the way. Nobody shin kicked you, right? You obliterated your people. Yeah, you got 3 kills. Yeah, so he cleared like a good chunk of the way, so you can just start keep pace with him if you want.
Yep.
So your normal speed is like 60 something, right? So you could put yourself like here.
That works.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
And I guess I might as well hold my action if anything comes in.
If anything comes close enough to you, like you want to try to keep the path pretty clear.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's fair enough. More than likely about to happen anyway. Okay, that's Sokka's turn. Baltham, you're up.
How far am I from Skull Guy?
You're probably about 85, 90 feet from him, based on how far I was.
Yeah, the horse can dash up to 60 feet, and that'll put you like the normal movement speed will put you back into the position you were. The 60 feet will put you up near Malik.
Will the normal distance put me within 60 feet of the Skull Guy?
I will say yes.
Okay, then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to throw a sacred flame his way.
Do it. Disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you get close enough, you're like, why is he like a weird mirage with flame?
Stay still.
Fighting fire with fire, huh?
It is.
That would have been fun. It's 14.
14 just hits.
I rolled a 3. It's
What was the other one?
18. Woo, man. 12 radiant.
Kapow.
Okay. It doesn't look so blurry all of a sudden as you just shoot a little bead of radiance, just it smashes into it, and almost as if some sort of divine blessing is upon your little radiant, whatever it is. That little shimmer effect that was making it difficult to pinpoint where it was suddenly just disappears.
Light up the eyes, boys! Light up the eyes!
Yeah, right. We could say you shot it right in the eye hole.
Did I get any in its hair?
Yeah, obviously you did. Okay, so I rolled stupidly low on the initiative for that guy. So
I'm
as
gonna
the
dodge.
dodge. Okay, so as the horde swells out, this thing moves with it, and it shoots this little bead of light that goes right here, and then just detonates. As like this little ball of fire erupts around all of you guys. Anybody who was dodging can make the dexterity save with advantage. Yeah, anybody who was dodging can make the dexterity save with advantage. Well, that means Adelaide. Malik, you're not within 10 feet of Adelaide.
Yeah.
So you don't get to add +4. Everybody add +4 to the saving throw.
Oh, you did the same thing I did.
Thank
What I rolled.
God.
Okay, well, okay. What'd you get?
18.
You're good.
22.
22? You're good.
28.
You're good. Oh my god. Okay, so everybody's good. So instead of 8d6, I'm going to roll 4d6. Yeah, instead of the 8d6, I'm just going to roll a 4d6, and that's going to be the damage you guys are going to take. Zaka, with your monk bullshit, you don't take any damage. It's not bullshit, but with your monk thing, you know what I mean. That's not even much anyway. That's only 7 damage. So everybody, not only yourselves, but remember your horses as well.
That's right. These horses are going to look ragged by the time we get there.
Yeah. Caldor, make me an animal handling check.
Mine's starting to look like a donkey.
That's starting to.
14.
He just doesn't know the difference between a horse and a donkey. It's just a smaller horse.
It's a small horse with big teeth.
Okay.
So
So
that should be a 15. I'm sorry.
a 15. Okay.
Yep,
So-
I fucking never went back to do all these.
Paulson, with the fireball happening, your guy does his best to keep track of the horse, like keep it under control. But it ends up doing like a crazed like swing, almost colliding with Adelaide's mount and her rider, and you end up on like the opposite side of where you went. I rolled the lowest with him. He got a 4.
Whoa, bro!
Yeah, so it's not enough to like dislodge you or anything like that. Mostly because you're riding with somebody else. But it is now. How are you in the lead? You guys are now within. This is within like closing distance of the trebuchets. Yeah. So you guys should figure out by the end of this round what you exactly want to do. So if you guys like need a minute to figure out exactly what you're about to do when you get to there.
I know what I'm doing.
Okay. All right.
I said it. I
How
said
far?
it.
You're in the lead. Your turn.
Yeah, I'll just keep on whacking.
I'm the guy that sets the plan in motion. So
Just for expediency's sake, just make the one attack.
Oh, okay. So that would have been like 16?
Yeah.
9 radiant, 13 bludgeoning.
Okay. So you're cleaving a path through. Zaka overtook you a little bit to get right behind. You moved your horse. You're still ahead of everybody else by the 30 feet.
Did you go again? Since I went.
Malik's right behind you.
I'm right behind you.
Oh, okay.
His turn's right after
Oh, I
yours.
went to the bathroom. That's why I missed his turn.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I was like,
He's finger gunning.
He hasn't
Um,
gone so long.
Okay, so Malik, I forgot to tell you, I forgot to move you. So you were this way when you first spotted the skull. At the end of your turn, the horse moved this way, so he's like a little bit behind you. So all you have to do is turn and blast him if you wanted to. You can just roll. Let's just say you killed 3 things, so you can try to beat a 9 if you want to.
Sure.
All right, Malik, what are you doing?
I'm doing attacking it again.
2 eats.
Okay.
Disadvantage or regular?
No, it's not a disadvantage anymore. Just regular attack.
It's 24, 14, and 16.
Okay, good.
It's from 3 8s.
In different ways, or like all the same numbers?
All different ways.
20 damage total.
Ooh, okay. You
all 3 ways.
as you ride by, you shoot your 3 blasts into it, and then one after the other, you get it like in each eye socket and then the nose, and then you just watch it just disintegrate, like just blast into a bunch of tiny little pieces.
What are the odds of that? Not genius, do it. 6 dice.
Then I'm going to tell the guy, all clear, charge
Possible
forward.
combinations.
Dash.
Yeah.
Okay. Dashing is going to get you.
That's 1
Through the
6.
No, dashing
Yeah,
will
1
get
6.
you.
Yeah, I think
They have all
the
range.
probabilities.
Dashing is going to get you to the trebuchets. It's going to give you. And it's going to take probably 1 to 2 rounds for like this horde that you've attracted to catch up to said trebuchets. So dashing's going to get you to the trebuchets. So I'm just going to take you off the board. And then we'll keep this initiative order right now. Yeah, we'll just keep the initiative order. Yeah, let's just keep the initiative order. Okay. Okay. So you guys watch. Ed, you missed it. Malik rode by the flaming skull, finger blasted it 3 times and just obliterated it, and then charged ahead to the trebuchets. Adelaide's turn. She's going to. All right, she's going to dash ahead.
You were 30 feet ahead of everybody else. Okay, she's just gonna dash ahead. That's her turn. On there, Zaka, it's your turn. Then Balthan, you're up. He was 30 feet ahead of everybody else. He's already at the trebuchets. When it's your turn again, Malik, I'll describe exactly what's going on there.
I will attack the trebuchet. Can you do that?
Yeah, because you have 60 feet of movement speed. So yeah, you end up catching up to Malik. So as he's pushing his horse with his rider, you ride up to the first trebuchet, and what you see is this weird, like weirdly put together structure that's a mix of wood and metal. It's got massive counterweights on one side. It is already cocked and ready to go. And it seems to have had like a small crew already working around it. They are, some of it is like witherlings. A lot of it is like these captured people that you've seen. And then on the other side of it, like where the giant, not winch, where that is, you see one of those like massive undead ogres that you've come across before, just pushing it and then locking it into place as you come up.
That's gonna be a spicy dick.
It does have like a massive loaded, it looks like a massive rock, but like shaped. Not like something they just randomly dug out of the ground. It looks like there's a purpose to it. Massive bowling ball.
Can I like cripple its ability to shoot without completely destroying it?
You
Is
could.
there a rope I can cut somewhere that would make it?
Yes, there's a few different ropes. On the winch, this thing is so massive that it doesn't have like ropes to pull it to set it taut. It has like a couple of series of chains that you could try to go after. It's not rope, but they're like really thick braided like leather straps of some sort, but they're thick. But that is like everything that's attached to like the giant beam that's loaded, and then it's wrapped around that whole pole for a good ways, and then it's like the long couple of cords that sit to the basket that has the rock in it, and it's a little bit of slack, not a lot, because it just needs enough to start swinging and then pull it and yank it and launch it. There's the counterweights that are pretty much in like this rough-looking cage type thing that is just it's loaded with what looks to be bodies and also rocks. Massive things of weight.
I'm gonna go after the basket.
The counterweight basket?
No. The projectile basket.
Oh, okay. Like the thing that's holding it, or are you going after the tongs, or where it's connected to the arm?
Yeah, like where it connects from the object they're trying to throw at the walls, where that connects to the arm.
Okay.
Attack right there.
Okay, so that's at the tail end of it. Let's just say it's this, and this is like where the balancing levers are, and this it pivots here. It's down here. Sorry, it's almost. Hey, Mom. He's doing good. I'm actually in the middle of something with a bunch of my friends. Can I call you back a little later? No, it's okay. I just didn't even notice you texted now. It's okay. All right. Bye. My phone breaks sometimes. Okay. So yeah, it's just attached right like down here at this end, and it's wrapped several times around like the arm.
Okay.
Okay. How are you going to attack it? You going to run up and karate chop it, or?
I'll use my sword.
Incredible.
And karate chop it. Okay. Go ahead.
Sword running.
19.
19 hits. For your damage. It's a monk weapon, so you can use your martial arts die.
Are you gonna stun it?
Yes. 8.
8 total? Okay,
you make a solid cut into it, it's going to take at least one more swing to actually sever it. But you've got good progress. Like I said, it's like this thick, and it's like bound leather cords.
16.
To hit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. 11.
11. Yeah, there you go. You cut one of the cords in like clean with the sword, and your second shot.
Nice. So do I figure at this point it can't be fired? Or should I keep
It could be, but it will have to be fixed, because if they try to launch it, it's like, you know, when you're tying your shoes and one of the strings just snaps, you can't tie your shoe. So that's what would happen. Like, that's broken, so it would pull only one side, and maybe it would drag whatever the payload is like a certain way, and then it could fuck it up, but it won't launch anything until that is fixed.
Alright, and I'll go after the ogre. Can I do that?
Just run over there.
Oh wait, actually I can't.
If you step with the wind, because that was 2 attacks, so you get to make an unarmed attack with like a monk weapon and stuff, right? Like you can make your 2 attacks plus an unarmed attack.
I think I have to unarmed attack. No, you're right.
Yeah,
I can use my
you're a kensei, so I think you
Yeah.
can do your little kensei weapons,
Yeah,
and then you can still make your
and I make it unarmed. You're right. Bonus attack has to be unarmed.
yeah. So you could and that's not as a bonus action either, right?
No, that is my bonus action
To make the unarmed attack.
to make the bonus. Yeah. To make the
Okay, to move around to the ogre, you would provoke from one of the witherlings that's there.
I'm okay with that.
You have your cloak, it's a disadvantage, so I don't think I'm going to hit. 17. Your AC is still +2 right now.
Yeah. Alright, I'll attack the ogre.
Okay, not hard to hit.
19
Yeah, that hits.
for 7 damage.
Okay.
And can I have? He's already ready for it.
I got a natural 1.
Yes.
Wait. Yep, nope, that's a natural 1.
One is still.
Okay, so that's done. That's trebuchet number 1. Nobody else knows that you've succeeded. Well, no, Malik, you're close enough. You would see that he chopped one of the leather ropes. Okay. Zaka, that's your turn, Baltham. Who's that?
That's
Caldor.
Caldor.
Me and yeah.
Uh,
I think that was.
you dodged, right?
I also dodged last turn.
Well, he goes before you.
Yeah.
So instead of dashing to catch up to Adelaide,
Right.
because she was behind.
I don't really think there is anything I could do, so I'm just gonna dash in there.
Okay. So you'll catch up with Adelaide.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Back up to the top with Halvar.
It'll get me to the catapult, right?
Yep. Just the normal movement speed will catch you up exactly to where Malik and
Are we
Malik.
dismounting
dismounting
at this point and fighting on the ground, or are we staying on our horses?
It's up to you
Figure
guys.
which is
How much further to the next?
They're all within like 20 feet of each other, 20 to 30 feet of each other. So within
So how far is
a
going to dismount?
moving distance.
Are you gonna stake the dismount?
Are you making a flourish?
He landed it. To get off the horse.
Praise the sun.
Yeah, there's like witherlings around the trebuchet and shit, right?
There's a stunned ogre. There's some seemingly like slave captives. And a couple of witherlings, yeah.
Let's.
Yeah, I'm not feeling this whole slate thing. I'm gonna try to make up for the
Yeah,
black
let's
face
go.
comment.
Let's go for the live with
Ghost chips.
Yeah, I rolled with the paper plate instead of
Missions.
What are you doing?
it's 19. Well, I'm attacking the live with
Okay, yeah, that hits.
6 radiant, 18 bludgeon.
Yes.
Alright, take another one. Yeah. 15 bludgeon.
Okay.
And take a swag at the over. Yeah. Right, 27.
Yeah.
14.
Okay.
He stuns.
Yeah, can't do shit.
Would be a benefit to tripping him right now?
Be prone.
Yeah.
And basically leave him vulnerable until
Take another 5 bludgeon. And he's tripping.
That's a DC.
I fail because I'm stunned.
So, yeah.
So I'm just going to say, literally take out one of its legs at the knee, and then it just falls over.
That's very cool.
Well, it doesn't know. It's stunned. And dead.
And that'll do
So-
it for Albie.
Elden Ring, you fight this ogre dude, you fuck up his leg, it breaks in half, he rips his leg off, and he's like holds it up and like summons this weird demon thing. That fights you.
Well, now. Okay. That ends your turn, Halvar? Okay. Malik, your turn. You're there, you see Zaka come up, you watch him cut the thing, you see Halvar come up, trip the ogre, smash a witherling. I am going to say that now that is drawing attention from the other catapult trebuchet crew, and there's still the horde moving behind you guys.
I'm gonna get off the horse and
You know?
summon elemental.
Okay.
You'd be elemental now too.
No, I'm actually gonna summon black.